Hey guys, it's Mike Man WBA here. Welcome back to another episode of Can't Stop Progress, and we're here tonight with one of the biggest weekends on the Progress calendar. We have got the Super Strong Style 16 tournament. We're here with night 1 in this episode. We'll have night 2 and night 3 coming up. Night 2 on Sunday, night 3 probably on Monday or Tuesday, not sure yet. But we're going to get right into the show. We're in front of 1,100 people, a capacity crowd at the Electric Ballroom. Jim Smallman welcomes the crowd to Super Strong Style 16 Tournament 2017 Night 1. A 37D-, so a very good introduction to the show by Jim. I think that's probably the highest rating he's got on an introduction to the show. Getting everyone hyped for the matches to come. We're in our first match. In a decent match, Travis Banks defeats TK Cooper, his South Pacific Power Trip tag team partner, obviously having some issues over the last couple of shows. But Travis Banks defeating TK Cooper in 10 minutes and 8 seconds by pinfall with a quick cradle. Dahlia Black doing some good ringside, but there is something missing from this actually, because Travis Banks got the quick cradle after Dahlia Black attempting to interfere on behalf of her boyfriend, TK Cooper, but accidentally hitting him in the face. Travis getting the roll-up and the victory. So a win for Travis there, a 45 in-ring performance for him, a 30 for TK Cooper. Got the crowd hotter, Dahlia with a good work at ringside. No worker improvements, unfortunately, but a 35 E+, a solid way to start the show. Travis Banks progresses into round 2 of the Super Strong Style tournament. Following that, Travis offers TK Cooper a handshake, just trying to bury any sort of beef between them, but TK slaps it away, walks off, with Dahlia Black following behind him, trying to apologise for costing him the match. Travis Banks still foreshadowing that face turn. A 31 E+ for that segment, not too bad. We're not going to do that face turn yet. Yes, I do want to continue. As we go into our next match, we're in a bout that had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Jack Sexsmith defeats Nathan Cruz in 10 minutes and 53 by pinfall with a roll-up. So 2 roll-ups in a row there, but the match got the crowd even more hotter. Sexsmith with a 31, Cruz with a 37. Sexsmith beating the odds. No one expected him to get anywhere in this tournament. Nobody expected him to beat Nathan Cruz, but manages to get the roll up. Just took a beating. Got Cruz by surprise. Jack Sexsmith advances into the second round of the Super Strong Style tournament. Nathan Cruz is out, and he will be very annoyed with that. And then in our third match, and about that had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. 2 people from outside of the company, where the legendary Jørn Simmons defeated JT Dunne in 11 minutes 53 by pinfall with a move that I'm not going to attempt to pronounce. Jørn Simmons debuting his old school face gimmick, got a great. JT Dunne with a 36, Jørn Simmons with a 34. Not too bad there for 2 guys fairly new to the company. I believe that's JT Dunne's debut. I don't think he's been in Progress before. Jørn Simmons, as of course, been in before. He had a match with Roy Johnson, the body guy. His entrance lasted about 5 minutes of just grinding and rotating and gyrating and just fun nonsense. Jørn Simmons, a favourite of mine. Advances into the next round of the Super Strong Style 16 tournament, where he will actually face Jack Sexsmith. So Jack Sexsmith, he's beaten Nathan Cruz. Can he, in a David and Goliath match really, will he be able to topple the massive Jørn Simmons in round 2? You'll have to find out on the next episode. Where in our next match, a very good match, good heat and decent wrestling, Will Ospreay defeats Fabian Eichner in 13 minutes and 27 seconds by pinfall with a 630 splash. Fabian Eichner with a fairly disappointing 32 in-ring performance, but Ospreay again carrying the match like he always does with a 66. Eichner, though, improving his flying and his performance skills. So that match with Ospreay really doing wonders for him. And then the next segment, Ospreay grabs the microphone after the match. He says he's beaten Fabian Eichner now. He's won in the last few shows. He's beaten Ospreay. Not Ospreay, he is Ospreay. He's beaten Havoc. He won on the last show against, I can't think who it was off the top of my head. But he's won 3 in a row now. He's working his way through the competition. He's going to win the Super Strong Style 16 tournament. And a 52D plus there for Ospreay. Quite good there. Where in our next match, a non-competition match, just to break up the action, we've had 4 matches. We've got 4 more. Where in a bout that had decent wrestling, but not a lot of heat. Laura Di Matteo and Toni Storm defeated Dahlia Black and Ginny in 11 minutes 37, when Toni Storm defeated Dahlia Black by pinfall with an air raid crash. So we've got the 3 finalists of the Natural Progression Series there, alongside Dahlia Black, who's obviously a very solid competitor. You saw it earlier. So she takes the pinfall, maybe her mind distracted by what happened between her, TK and Travis earlier on in the night. But we keep all of the Natural Progression Series finalists. We're keeping them strong. Nobody takes the pinfall. Toni Storm, though, grabs all the momentum going in to the Natural Progression Series final, which will be at Chapter 50. So the next show after the Super Strong Style shows, these are Chapter 49. All 3 of them together are classed as Chapter 49. Laura Di Matteo and Toni Storm, interestingly enough, having some excellent chemistry between them. Ginny with a 39, Dahlia Black with a 31, Toni Storm with a 32, and interestingly, Laura Di Matteo, the rookie of the bunch, with a 45 in-ring performance. So very good there. No worker improvements though, unfortunately. A 41D for a women's tag match. Not going to complain about that. As we work our way now into the second half of the show, where in a decent match, the Iron Man, Joe Coffey, defeated Volta in 9 minutes and 32 seconds by pinfall with a German suplex. Joe Coffey had an in-ring performance of 41. Walter had an in-ring performance of 37. So Joe Coffey progresses into round 2 of Super Strong Style, where he will face Travis Banks, the Kiwi Buzzsaw. That would be a very, very interesting match to see. I would love to see that in real life. No worker improvements, unfortunately. A 42D, solid for 2 big guys. Had to be a little bit shorter because I don't think stamina would have allowed them to go for as long as I would have liked. But as we go into our next match, one of the standout matches of the first round, where in a decent match, Axel Dieter Jr. defeated Mark Andrews in 13 minutes and 34 seconds by pinfall with a Regalplex. Dieter Jr. with a 42, Mark Andrews with a 45, and probably one of the favourites for the tournament, if you had all the names beforehand. Mark Andrews is out in the first round, and Axel Dieter Jr. progresses. The young German lad goes through to the next round. Very impressive performance there. Mark Andrews actually improving his technical skills, which is nice to see. So Dieter Jr. into round 2, where he will face Mark Haskins after he defeats Zach Gibson in 13 minutes and 31 seconds by pinfall, the cradle to the grave. Haskins unfortunately off his game, but gets a 48 to Zach Gibson's 56. So 2 very impressive performances there by Haskins and Gibson. No work improvements, unfortunately, but a 56 C- is a very, very solid match for these 2. So Mark Haskins versus Axel Dieter Jr. in round 2, which will be a very, very nice match to see. Another match that I would love to see in real life. And then following that, just a short little weird video plays, hyping up the debut of a new unnamed performer. We don't see who it is. We don't know who it is. All we know is that someone will be debuting soon, and if Progress are doing a hype video for them, you can be pretty sure that they're going to be good. Because I don't think Progress don't often do promo videos. I believe Havoc had one or two. I think Ospreay might have had one. I think Marty Scurll might have had one. But other than that, you don't get many videos. I believe there was a couple of British Strong Style ones, and one for the 6-man tag of Havoc, Webster and Haskins versus British Strong Style. But you don't see them very often. But we have a big name being hinted at here. And now, in about our final match of the night, unfortunately a bit lower than some of the others, but in a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Sami Callihan defeated the villain Marty Scurll in 16 minutes and 12 seconds by pinfall with an assault driver. Callihan getting better at his gimmick, Marty Scurll with a 56 and Sami Callihan with a 47. So that completes our final second round match. Marty Scurll, unfortunate not to go through a good match against Sami Callihan, but in a way he will be probably a little bit lucky that he hasn't gone through, because night 3 of Super Strong Style 17, the semi-main event of that show will be the Leaders of the New School versus Mustache Mountain of British Strong Style for the Tag Team Championship. And it will be very interesting to see who comes away from that show with the titles. So I'll just quickly recap. Actually, we'll end the show, see what we get. A 51D+. I'm a little bit, not upset, but a little bit annoyed that maybe wasn't a bit better. Probably should have moved around Ospreay versus Eichner towards the end of the show while Ospreay has been performing. But I wanted to finish off with these couple of matches. I thought Callihan Scurll might do a bit better. Probably put it on for a little bit too long. But a 51D+, increasing our popularity in 45 regions. So we're still very consistent in our match ratings. Sorry, our show ratings. We've had a couple of 53s, a couple of 52s, I think, and now a 51. So we're staying in and around that D+ to C- range, which I'm happy with at this stage. We've not quite made the jump from small to regional, but we should be very, very close to that, and that will be very nice to see. As we're just going to go for Ospreay, I think Haskins, and we're going to go for Zach Gibson as well. Some impressive performances on this show. As we make our speech, they're all pleased, which is good to see. So, a quick recap then of round 2 of Super Strong Style 16. We have the Kiwi Buzzsaw Travis Banks versus the Iron Man Joe Coffey. We have the sexually frivolous and morally ambiguous Jack Sexsmith versus Jørn Simmons. We have Sami Callihan versus the aerial assassin Will Ospreay, and we have Mark Haskins versus Axel Dieter Jr. And I think we're all going to be excited for those matches. I know I am, for sure. As we have a quick look at our mail, again, still a 0.01 TV rating. We're going to, as we have TK Cooper down to his final chance to begin a contract extension negotiation for TK Cooper. I think we might go for 1 or 2 more months just to finish off his little storyline with Travis Banks, because it's quite an important storyline that we finish off there. And then once that is done, TK Cooper will be out of the company for a couple of months, back in New Zealand while he sorts out his visa. We're taking a little bit of a liberty from real life there. I know I said I wanted to be as accurate as possible. We'll see what the fans had to say about the show. As we see that Bob Backlund has retired, as has Theodore Long. But as we look, the feedback for our show has been awesome. The small companies outshone some of the bigger companies' recent efforts. Adam Cole is signing an extension with Ring of Honor. He's someone I've looked to bring in for a couple of odd shows here and there. Fairly cheap considering the standard that he's at. But he doesn't have much popularity in the UK, which is a big problem, because his ratings will be affected and he'll come in as a sort of a opener, lower mid-carder type deal, and we'd struggle to give him any wins, and I wouldn't want him to come in and just lose. I'd like him to be around like maybe once every month or two, just for a couple of matches. Obviously, at the Sheffield show back in, I think it was November, December time, Adam Cole versus Will Ospreay, a cracking match, got into one of their top 10 matches of the year. So it would be cool to bring him back in. We'll have to see about that in the future. But I will see you very, very soon for Progress Super Strong Style 17 Night 2. Should be out on Sunday. So thank you guys very much for watching this episode. I will see you in the next one.